moved from United States to Asia. You went back to Korea. What are the differences that you see in terms of research culture, communication, presentation? And what are your suggestions and recommendations to young researchers and students and young engineers who want to get involved in this discipline?
So the research, in the respect of research, I think it's not that different, because we study with the same textbook and we do similar research, and it's now internet is pretty much advanced, and so we can dig information anywhere, right? So it's not that different. But as you said, culture is different. So people are doing the research, not AI. So it's important. So what you do is research in the university or research institutes, but you are working with the people. So it depends on really the characteristics of the person. So if you do some kind of personally, I would say, active, and probably it's better staying in the United States, because you can do whatever you want to do. But still in Asia, like in Korean, we have some kind of traditions. So it's quite different culture, I'd say. So I didn't say it's passive, but there is some kind of patterns of the people. So diversity is kind of slightly less in Korea, probably in Japan too, and in the United States, and you have lots of people from different countries. So it's a kind of melting pot of the cultures. So that's the big difference, and maybe you will have a little bit more freedom in living in the United States. But in terms of research, the biggest difference I felt is the kind of the continuation of the research. So in the United States, usually as a faculty member, I could get some fundings in the long term. Like I worked mostly with Air Force in 3 years, 6 years, or 9 years, and this continuation is possible, even though you don't have like really good research. But in Korea, it's kind of still trying to be a leader in the engineering field, but we don't have enough time. That's what I feel. So they want to finish everything in a short time period, and that's a kind of different culture and also the different situation, I'd say. So I think more dynamic in Korea and more stable in the United States. I think that's the kind of biggest difference, I'd say. Yeah.
What would be your advice? I mean, you are a young faculty member. What would be your advice for a young person considering entering this field versus doing something else? What would be the determinant on choosing disciplines and engaging, trying to remain at the highest level?
So at first, they should think about what they really want to do, what they are really interested in. So it sounds like a very easy question, but it's really difficult. So I found that probably different fields must be fit better for me, but now I have already decided my field and my disciplines. And so I'm doing combustion experiments, and probably if I do like theoretical works, probably I would be better. But I think choosing some discipline as a young researcher is not that important. That's what I'm thinking now, because whatever you want to do, and there is some aspect in the disciplines. For example, I do combustion, but I do love like logics. And if I choose different disciplines like fluid mechanics, there should be another logics. And I think one of the most important factors the researchers should have is that kind of things. So it's not very dependent on the discipline. That's what I'm thinking.
Thank you very much for your time.
Right.
Thank you.